electricity, gas, and water that was ordered by the government.
No tenemos para pagar la luz, no tenemos para pagar el agua, no tenemos para pagar el gas.
La mitad de los menores de 18 años son pobres en Argentina y esto gracias a este gobierno que no para de ajustar, de subir las tarifas, de meter más inflación y ya no se soporta.
Authorities said 3 Vietnamese tourists and an Egyptian tour guide were killed when a roadside bomb blast hit their bus as it traveled close to the Giza pyramids outside Cairo.
طبعا لقينا ناس اتوبيس ولقينا ناس بتشيل في جثث وناس بتتجه طبعا لقينا عربيه الاسعاف اللي تحت الدائري دي موجوده ابتدت تشيل مستشفى الهرم وابتدينا الناس الموجوده طبعا في الاهالي وبتاع ابتدوا يشيلوا المصابين طبعا سياح.
A statement by the public prosecutor's office said 11 other tourists from Vietnam and an Egyptian bus driver were wounded when the homemade device exploded. It said the improvised explosive device was placed near a wall along Marutaya Street in Al Haram district near the Giza pyramids. According to the statement, the bus was carrying a total of 16 people, including 14 Vietnamese tourists, an Egyptian driver, and a tour guide. Armed security personnel quickly deployed to the site and cordoned off the area for inspection. The white tourist bus could be seen with its windows shattered and surrounded by soot-covered debris. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli visited the injured tourists in a hospital, where he announced that the tour guide had died from his wounds. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the blast. Egypt's tourism industry has been struggling to recover from terror attacks and domestic instability that has hit the country in recent years. In July 2017, 2 German tourists were stabbed to death by a suspected jihadist assailant at the Egyptian Red Sea beach resort of Hurghada. In October 2015, a bomb claimed by a local affiliate of the Islamic State group killed 224 people on board a passenger jet carrying Russian tourists over the Sinai Peninsula. That incident dealt a severe blow to Egypt's tourism industry, still reeling from the turmoil set off by the 2011 uprising that forced veteran leader Hosni Mubarak from power. Egypt has since been seeking to lure tourists back and spur the lucrative sector by touting new archaeological discoveries and bolstering security around archaeological sites and in airports. Egypt has for years been battling an Islamist insurgency in North Sinai, where surged following the 2013 military ouster of President Mohamed Morsi. Security forces have since February been conducting a major operation focused on the Sinai Peninsula aimed at wiping out a local IS branch. More than 450 suspected jihadists and around 30 Egyptian soldiers have been killed since the offensive began, the army said in October. The pyramids of Giza are the only surviving structure of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and a major tourist draw, attracting visitors from across the globe. Up next, China resolutely opposes calls for release of detained Canadians. Mulvaney federal employees receiving their paychecks. Mexican president dodges U.S. President Trump's threat of sealing the border. These and more when Eagle News Canada returns. We'll be right back.
Mga isyong panlipunan. Mga isyong pampolitika. Tatalakayin, lilinawin, kasama ang mga batikang komentarista, Congressman Dante Marcoleta at Jen Sobartiaga, itinanghal bilang Best Public Affairs Program ng 31st PMPC Star Awards for TV.
Nakita ngayon siguro ng PMPC na talagang merong interaction mula sa atin at saka yung publiko. Talagang natatalakay na mabuti ang mga isyong dapat na pagsaligan sa araw-araw.
Yan pala yung talagang tumutugon yung salitang public affairs. Di ba yung pakikipag-ugnayan sa publiko?
Saganang mamamayan. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga.
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga.
Hi guys, this is Joy Singh, greeting you all a Happy New Year. I hope na mas maging masaya pa and fruitful ang 2019 nyo.
Hi everyone, this is Ali from Rainbow Sunsets. Ongoing po siya sa mga cinemas right now. Sana po nanood na kayo. And happy New Year po sa inyong lahat. And wish you all the best sa darating na New Year. So, smile and have a happy and wonderful day.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Canada. China said it resolutely opposes statements made last week by Canada and the U.S. demanding the release of detained Canadians.
中方对加拿大以及美国等个别国家发表相关的言论表示强烈的不满和坚决的反对。
Beijing this month detained 2 Canadians, Michael Kovrig, a former diplomat and an advisor with the International Crisis Group, or ICG, think tank, and businessman Michael Spavor, whom they accuse of engaging in activities that endangers China's security. This comes after Canadian authorities arrested Huawei Technologies' chief financial officer, Meng Wanzhou. A third Canadian, a woman named Sarah McIver, was being held pending deportation for working illegally in China. Canada's top diplomat, Chrystia Freeland, on Saturday called on allies for support in securing the release of the detained Canadians, noting that the arrests are a worrying precedent for the entire international community. Britain, Germany, and the European Union have all issued statements expressing concerns about what are believed to be tit-for-tat arrests related to the high-profile detention in Canada of the Huawei executive. China's Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying dismissed these statements, saying the country seemed to have different human rights standards for citizens of different countries.
至于你说到英国和欧盟也发表了声明，对加拿大表示支持，我就觉得很奇怪，这件事情跟英国和欧盟有什么关系呢？当初加方因美方的要求非法拘押中国企业高管的时候，他们又在哪里呢？他们所谓的人权都是对不同国家的公民都是有不同的标准的。
Meng has been released on bail in Vancouver pending a U.S. extradition hearing on U.S. fraud charges related to sanctions-breaking business dealings with Iran.
义务，我们敦促有关国家呢，切实的尊重中国的司法主权。
White House Budget Director and incoming Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney tells reporters that federal employees will get paid. Negotiations on lifting the partial U.S. government shutdown, which has now entered its 7th day, appear no closer to a resolution, and no new debate has been scheduled before the new year.
A lot of folks reported that people are working without pay. Okay, not true. Paychecks actually go out today. We're in the middle of a government shutdown, and the ordinary pay cycle would pay folks today, and those paychecks are going out. It's the next payroll that's impacted will be January 11th. So, okay, the folks who are working are going to get paid, period, end of story. When they get paid is a function of when the government opens up again. But they absolutely will get paid. No one works for free for the federal government. The folks who are furloughed, however, would need legislation in order to pay them for the time that they were furloughed. So that's how that system works. But the paychecks do go out today, and the folks who are working today will get paid.
President Donald Trump threatened to seal the U.S.-Mexico border entirely if Congress does not approve billions of dollars in funding for a wall. In a burst of early morning tweets, the president said the alternative to funding his controversial wall project would be a total separation from Mexico, including making U.S. car companies pull out their factories based on the other side of the frontier. The threat yet again upped the ante in a political row that has led to a partial shutdown of the U.S. government and seems set to dominate the start to the 3rd year of Trump's presidency. Trump said he would then take the U.S.-Mexican relations back to the days before the NAFTA agreement, open free trade across Canada, Mexico, and the United States. He said that would, quote, bring our car industry back to the United States where it belongs. It was not clear how separating the two huge neighbors would work. According to U.S. government figures, bilateral trade totaled an estimated $615.9 billion in 2017. Neither did Trump make any mention of the new free trade agreement known as the USMCA, which he only recently signed with the two neighboring countries to replace NAFTA, and which he has repeatedly praised as a huge boost for American commerce. In Mexico, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador sidestepped Trump's threat, telling journalists, quote, "We don't want to be imprudent and we don't think we should get into this." Trump wants $5 billion in funding for a wall along the more than 2,000-mile border, which he says is currently too porous to stop illegal immigration, and which he says has become a magnet for criminals, drugs, and even terrorists. Opponents, especially in the Democratic Party, but also some in Trump's Republican Party, say that a physical wall is impractical and that the idea is being used as a political tool to whip up xenophobia in Trump's right-wing voter base. Both sides have dug in. Democrats refuse to approve funding, and the president, who has made hardline immigration policies a centerpiece of his presidency, has retaliated by refusing to sign off on a wider spending bill, leaving some 800,000 federal employees without pay. Coming up, the Vancouver Fall Home Show charms visitors from the Lower Mainland. Eagle News Canada will return shortly.
Maraming magandang sandbar sa Pilipinas na dinarayo di lamang ng mga turista kundi mismong mga kababayan natin. Ang sandbar ay isang mahabang pumuon ng mga bato at buhangin na galing din sa dalampasigan. Nakaposisyon ito na pahalang sa dagat pero nakakonekta pa rin sa dalampasigan. Nabubuo ang sandbar dahil sa mga alon at current na gawa ng tubig dagat. At isa sa mga dinarayong sandbar ay matatagpuan sa Santa Cruz, Marinduque. Para sa mga kaganapan sa iba't ibang lalawigan, laging tumutok sa Aguila Provincia, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 11:30 hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali at alas 5:30 hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Dito lamang sa Net 25.
Aguila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga.
Mula po rito sa lungsod ng Puerto Princesa, kami po ay masayang bumabati sa lahat ng televiewers ng Net25 sa buong mundo ng Happy New Year! We are one with 25!
Aguila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 12 ng tanghali hanggang alauna ng hapon.
This is Eagle News Canada. I'm Archie Rose, the TV Dad. Vancouver Fall Home Show charms spectators. Arnie Aquino reports. Arnie?
We're here today at the Vancouver Convention Center to see what the Vancouver Fall Home Show is all about. Considered one of the largest of its kind in Vancouver, this home show invites interior design companies, landscape and remodeling contractors to showcase their work in one place. Stephanie Gatsionis, assistant show manager of the Vancouver Fall Home Show, talks about why homeowners would find the home show beneficial.
So a home show is a place where you can come and kind of do your physical in-person research of everything you need to find for a home. So instead of searching the web and always looking at magazines trying to find inspiration for things, we've created a show where you can walk aisles and visit exhibitors and talk to them in person and just kind of get more information right off the bat, as opposed to doing research back and forth on the internet and then making phone calls and, you know, writing everything down. You can do this in a day and get all your research done in one place.
Stephanie also talks about the difference between this show and the one held in the spring.
We do two in Vancouver, the fall, and then the spring. Spring's at BC Place, but this one is a little bit more interior design focused just because of the time of year and the nature of it. So we do try and focus the exhibits that are on display to be a bit more towards your renovations and maybe a bit more upcycling focused and just kind of things to do inside the house versus landscape. That being said, we do still have landscapers here as well, just to help with those things that you need in the garden and your backyard.
When asked about the theme of the home show, this is what she had to say.
It used to be called the Vancouver Home and Design Show, and we did switch that just because we didn't want people to feel that it was too design focused, and we didn't want them to misinterpret what they could find in the show. So we wanted to change the name. We changed it to Vancouver Fall Home Show so it would be a little bit more well-rounded when people thought about what they could find here.
Reporting from Vancouver Convention Center, my name is Arnie Aquino, always one with 25.
Thanks, Arnie. That is this week's Eagle News Canada. Join us next week for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.ph and eaglenewslive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenewsph. Thank you for watching, and we wish you a happy new year. I'm Archie Rose at Tigdadyi. I'm one with 25.
As Eagle Broadcasting Corporation marks its 50th year, it is conducting several activities under the theme EBC Cares, enabling a better community. Health and nutrition are key factors on child's learning and well-being. EBC's feeding program encourages the community to combat malnutrition among children and ensure them a healthy future. EBC's cleanup drive and citronella planting hopes to help the community in caring for environment and preventing diseases such as dengue. EBC's public service program, Paglilingkod sa Bayan, Serbisyo para sa Mamamayan, has opened its doors to government agencies so more people can avail of these services. EBC's blood donation program and medical mission continue to spearhead life-saving projects, and EBC's livelihood seminar teaches and guides those who want to have additional income and business. EBC Cares, serving the people in these interesting times.
I'm Marcus Madrigal from Rainbow Sunset. Happy New Year!
Mataysan naman po. Muli po binabati ko po kayo ng maligayang pagpasok ng bagong taon sa atin. I-enjoy po natin and lahat po ng mga gandang bagay pagpasalamat natin at simulan po natin muli ang panibagong taon na masaya at puno ng blessings sa Diyos. Maraming salamat po!